We have Senator Rand Paul now, thank goodness. Hey, Senator Paul, thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Glad to be with you.
All right, so, we got this situation right now where the president's going to go to Rockville and pound on the table and talk about how bad the government shutdown is. Wouldn't it be better for him to just go 16 blocks to Pennsylvania Avenue and have a conversation?
Yeah, I can't quite understand why the president wouldn't be willing to negotiate over this. It seems like he's willing to negotiate without anybody else in the world except for Republicans. And, if he's not willing to talk with us, if he's not willing to compromise a little bit on Obamacare, it means he's saying his way or the highway.
So what's the solution here?
Well, I think the solution is that we need to try to keep funding as much of government as they'll accept. Now, yesterday, the Democrats rejected funding veteran affairs, and I find that somewhat unconscionable that our veterans who have served our country come home and the Democrats are refusing to fund the agency. So, we'll see. I think we put that forward again today. I think they did it yesterday under a special rule where they needed 2/3 to send it to the Senate. Mm-hmm. I think they need to pass a new rule or pass it to regular order with a simple majority and send it over here to the Senate.
Senator Paul, I watched much of your colleague Senator Cruz's overnight speech about Obamacare. You joined him. Many of your colleagues joined him. I didn't once hear any of you call your political opponents names. You didn't call them Marxists or socialists or whatever. Meanwhile, every time a microphone gets put in front of your majority leader there, Harry Reid, he wants to call you an anarchist, and you're being compared to terrorists and suicide bombers. How do you negotiate with people like that when they're insulting you this way?
Well, I think it sort of demeans their position, and it also makes them appear somewhat ridiculous. I mean, we're out there quoting James Madison in the Federalist Papers, and they're calling us anarchists. So I don't think anybody in the country really believes that. The other thing that's been lost in all of this is that because we asked him and basically prodded him into funding the soldiers, we now are funding about 85% of government. 2/3 of government is on autopilot through Social Security, Medicare, all of that just gets funded no matter what happens. 1/3 of the government is what they talk about when they talk about a government shutdown. Half of that is military spending, and we're funding that now. So we're really funding quite a bit of government. We're willing to fund quite a bit more, and we're willing to get down to the brass tacks here and say, look, Mr. President, you want 100% of Obamacare with no input from Republicans. We just simply, think that there are a lot of problems Obamacare is going to create, and we want you to come and talk to us instead of amending it on your own.
And didn't yesterday's glitches sort of validate that position, that we do have some problems? Yeah. Senator Paul, we have to roll. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.